Breaking news in the Declan Rice to Arsenal saga. Yes, people, wife boy, and welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news video. As always, if you love keeping up to date with Arsenal news, this is the place to be. Make sure you subscribe down below on my road to 3,000 subscribers, and let me know in the comments your thoughts on Declan Rice to Arsenal, which is basically nearing completion according to Jacob Steinberg of The Guardian and a West Ham correspondent as well on there. Arsenal closing on a deal for Declan Rice and expected to pay over 100 million for the West Ham midfielder if add-ons are achieved. And this came out of completely nowhere last night, 9 p.m. Just took the internet by storm, took Twitter by storm. Still no confirmation from Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano as I'd wait for them to fully get extremely excited on it, but it does look like it's nearing completion with West Ham midfielder Declan Rice coming to Arsenal, because this Jacob Steinberg guy is a reliable source. We're just waiting for the confirmation from, the big hitters like the Fabrizio Romanos and the David Ornsteins. And this is really exciting, right? Because I've heard a lot of people be really excited by this one. Declan Rice is one that can really dominate this transfer window. We're talking about a player, right, that revolutionises the midfield for West Ham United, starts week in, week out for England, one of the most important players in that central defensive midfield position. And he's such a versatile player as well. Arteta can implement him in that CDM position, can use him as a replacement for Xhaka in that box-to-box role. Something that Arsenal dearly needs. And he can help propel us forward to potentially winning the Champions League next season and the Premier League if possible, man. I would also, some people talk about, 100 million is a lot of money, it's too much money for Declan Rice, etc. And I do hear it, I genuinely do hear it. However, there's a lot of things that we have to take into account. One, English tax, we know that exists for English players, right? They always cost more than they should. B, he's going from a Premier League club to a Premier League club, right? West Ham United is selling to another Premier League club. I know Arsenal aren't necessarily West Ham United's rivals, because West Ham this season weren't even fighting for Champions League or even Europe in any capacity. They were fighting to avoid relegation. But it still is a Premier League to Premier League move. If you went to Bayern Munich, you might have gone for slightly less, for example. And also, you got to remember that the 100 million includes add-ons. Arsenal would have tacked on add-ons into this deal. And most clubs do this as well. It's not just an Arsenal thing, where it would be something like, okay, 80 or 90 million is guaranteed, but an extra 10 million or 12 million if Arsenal win the Champions League next season, or if Arsenal win the Premier League under his contract time. Something like that. Do you get what I mean? So it happens for everything in football transfers. Happens when dealing with the club. It also happens when dealing with the players. Arsenal would have offered Rice a contract, I'm sure of it, where some of his salary, he would have got a bonus or extra part of his salary if he achieves certain metrics at the clubs, whether it is winning trophies, whether it is a certain appearance metrics and milestones, something like that. So I have no qualms about the 100 million. That's how much a player like this is going to cost. You have to understand, this is a top tier player we're talking about right here, man. I know some people say he's overrated. Some people say he's not quite good enough. I get it. I do understand. You might look at West Ham and think he doesn't do enough on a consistent basis for why we're spending 100 million. I'm not too sure. But that is the market nowadays, man. If you want a top tier caliber player, if you want a player that starts week in, week out for England, for West Ham, if you want a player that's desired by Bayern Munich, Man City, Man United, Arsenal, you're going to have to pay over the odds. And that's how it is. And Arsenal have been a team ahead of the race and look like they've secured their man, which is the main thing. Another thing is, right, this is away from football. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets, who won the NBA Finals last night, actually. The early hours of the morning if you live in the UK like I do. Now, people are thinking, what the hell is that anything to do with Arsenal, man? Denver Nuggets win the NBA. But Denver Nuggets owner is Stan Kroenke, and he's now won the NBA of the Denver Nuggets. Won the NFL with Los Angeles Rams, and also won the NHL, the Hockey League, last year with the Avalanche. So Kroenke's won, basically with all his major sports teams, has won their trophy, their equivalent league. So now is he going to try and turn attention to Arsenal? The other thing is the NBA season's over now. He hasn't got anything to worry about with the finals. I'm sure he would have kept up to date with the Denver Nuggets in the NBA finals. That's finished. The NBA season's over. The only thing Stan Kroenke should be worrying about now is Arsenal. That's the only thing I want him to cross his mind. Because I would have given him a break, because of course his team's in the NBA finals, man. Imagine if Arsenal in the Champions League final, right? And you got people at work asking you about X, Y, Z. You're thinking, I don't worry about that right now, man. My team's in the final. They're out. They're finished. NBA finals finished. Denver Nuggets won it. I want Stan Kroenke to turn his full attention on Arsenal Football Club now, man, and get out the checkbook. Because we're hearing rumours about what could be one of the biggest summer transfer windows of all time. Fabrizio Romano also confirmed that Kylian Mbappe will most likely leave Paris Saint-Germain this summer. I'm not saying Arsenal are going to get Kylian Mbappe, and I'll release a Kylian Mbappe video later today on potentially where I believe he could go, whether it's Real Madrid, Manchester United, etc. But it just goes to show that there's big players moving right now, man. And the good thing is, for me, right, I spoke yesterday in my video about Moise Caicedo. If you haven't watched that, check that out after this video. I said that Arsenal looking at all these talents like Moise Caicedo, João Cancelo, etc., Castagna, but we're not making any concrete moves on them until we finish this Declan Rice deal. This Declan Rice deal is a massive roadblock for Arsenal. And it's a positive roadblock because it's a good signing that I want to get over the line. But at the same time, it costs an awful lot of money, 100 million, right? That can dictate the majority of our budget this transfer window. So once that deal's over the line, as it's happening, it's looked like it's happening according to Jacob, then Arsenal can start to pursue other targets as well, because you don't want to wait around the transfer market. The longer we wait to get Declan Rice wrapped up, suddenly Caicedo might go to Chelsea, suddenly other players might go somewhere else, etc. Then you're sitting there thinking, oh my god, we signed Declan Rice, but the rest of our targets have gone elsewhere. So Arsenal really needs to get a move on this Declan Rice deal. As I said yesterday, I do expect Arsenal to make a move on it and get it closed out fairly quickly this week, in my opinion, because it's in our best interest to do so. It's in West Ham's best interest to do so as well. If you're going to lose a player, you want to lose him at the start of the window, because it gives you ample time to replace them, and it doesn't look like you're panicked buying someone late in the window if you sell them on deadline day or something like that. So it's in the best interest of both parties, West Ham, Arsenal, and Declan Rice, of course, to make a move quickly, to finalise the deal quickly, and it looks like that is the case, and that is what's happening. And I absolutely can't wait to see Declan Rice at Arsenal, man. This is a statement signing for Arsenal, and it's Arsenal showing ambition in the window as well. Arsenal showing ambition early to make our record signing, and not just make our record signing in August or in September when the window shuts, right, on deadline day. It's making your statement signing early in the window, getting it wrapped up early, getting him in time for pre-season. Make the move early and let the rest of the league react and go, hang on a minute, Declan Rice has gone to Arsenal. How's this changed the league? Because it is a league-changing move. It is a move that I'm sure Man City, I'm sure Man United, I'm sure Chelsea, Liverpool, etc., Newcastle will be looking at it and thinking, hang on a minute, Arsenal just pulled out one of the best CDMs in this country and he's coming to their club. We've got to react. We've got to try and match him and sign someone else. Who can we get? Is Caicedo available, etc.? So you got to look in and say, when you make big moves like this, other teams going to try and respond. Other teams going to try and react, which Arsenal tried to do in recent seasons. So it's good to see us in the position where we're the proactive team and making a move early, and then the other teams around the league try and see how they're going to match and respond to such a move. So yeah, Declan Rice is a massive sign for Arsenal. I do expect the medical to go through. It looks like the deal is nearing completion fairly early. Of course, waiting for a confirmation from David Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano to give us more of the details, because what Jacob tweeted here, of course, it was great, groundbreaking news, right? But all he said is it's closing on a deal for over 100 million. There was no actual bones of the story in terms of the intricacies on the length of the contract or the actual payment structure, etc. So I expect when Fabrizio Romano obtains that information, he will be tweeting it through to us, just like David Ornstein as well. But the main thing is Declan Rice will become an Arsenal player this summer. The first of many, I hope, man. I want to turn our attentions to Moises Caicedo next. I want those two midfielders in the door. Get me in Caicedo, because if that's the case, Arsenal really going to start cooking next season, man. And if possible, we can look at Gundogan. We can look at Ivan Fresneda. We can look at Timothy Castagne, etc. And maybe some attacking players as well. Who knows? Maybe Mbappe. But maybe that's been a little too optimistic and too wishful thinking on that front. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment sections on Declan Rice to Arsenal. Do you like the signing? Do you think he's overrated? Are you so happy we've secured him? Who else do you want to see Arsenal sign? Do you want to see Caicedo come in? Do you want to see Gundogan come in, Cancelo, etc.? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. My road to 8,000. My road to 3,000 subscribers here on My Football. Drop a like down below on the video, and I hope to see you all on my next one. Take care.